This tutorial will show you how to make a PvP system in Rooms 2.0. This tutorial covers managing health and shields, displaying it on your screen, and showing health above players' heads. If you like this tutorial, give it a like and smash that subscribe button. To get started in Rooms 2.0, spawn in an event receiver. We'll configure this to the new Global Projectile Hit event. This will receive events when anyone is hit with a projectile. Now we want the person that gets hit to take damage. To do that, let's first localize this event by spawning in an if player's local chip and a collision data get player chip. Wire your chips together like this, and now this will only fire for the person that gets hit. Now spawn in a player set vignette chip. This will indicate when you get hit by flashing red on your screen. Wire this chip here. Now we want the damage to multiply based on what body part gets hit. Spawn in a value integer switch, an int to float, and a multiply chip. Wire your chips together like this, and configure the value integer switch, and add 3 values to compare, 0, 1, and 2. All these correlate to which body part was hit. 0 is the head, 1 is the chest and limbs, and 2 is the hands and feet. These are the multiply values I like to use, but you can set your own. Now, let's create the health and shield variables. I'll use float variables for this. Once renamed, we need to calculate how much to subtract from the health variable, including any leftover damage from the shield. Spawn in 2 sets of subtract and max chips. Wire your first set to subtract the local player shield variable from the damage multiplier. Then connect the max chip after to prevent negative results. Then, with the second subtract chip, subtract the new value from the max chip from the local player health variable. Use the other max chip to prevent negative results. Connect this result to your local player health variable. Now, health will be calculated correctly and carry over any extra damage from the shields. To calculate shields, spawn in another set of subtract and max chips. Subtract the original damage multiplier from the local shield variable and use the max chip to prevent negative results. Connect this result to the local player shield variable. Finally, spawn in an if and less than or equal to chip. Wire your chips together like this. And now this will calculate health and shields and send an execution if the player health is 0. Next, we want to respawn the player using that execution. Spawn in the following chips: a respawn chip, a random from list chip, a get local player chip, a vector 3 create chip, a list chip, and 3 sets of vector components and get position chips. Configure and wire your chips together like this. Now, this system will randomly spawn a player at one of the vector component's positions. You can add more positions by duplicating your vector component and adding more inputs to the list create chip. Lastly, we want to reset their health and respawn them when they join the game and when the room loads. Spawn in these chips: player joined event receiver, if player is local, room loaded event receiver, and the local player health variable, and the local player shield variable. Wire your chips together like this. Now, when the player dies or joins, they will be respawned with full health. Lastly, we want to display and update the health to everyone in the room. To do this, spawn in the following chips: 2 event receivers, 2 game HUD element constants, and a player world UI. Configure the event receiver to the changed version of your variables. This will watch when the variable changes. Configure your game HUD element to use the primary option and set the color to whatever you'd like, and set the max value to whatever your maximum health will be. Then configure the second game HUD element to use the secondary option and set the color to whatever you would like, and set the max value to what you want your maximum shield to be. These will be your health and shield bars on your screen. Now configure your player world UI chip and set the primary color to what you chose as the health color, and set the secondary color to what you chose as your shield color. Then set the maximum health and shield. Finally, spawn in these chips: 2 set HUD element enabled chips, 2 set HUD element value chips, 2 floor to end chips, a display player world UI chip, and finally, a set player world UI primary bar value, and a set player world UI secondary bar value. Wire all of these chips together like this. And now the health and shield will display for other players in the room. Spawning in a few guns and testing with other players, I can see the world UI, my own health and shield on my HUD, and I spawn at random locations when I am eliminated. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I hope you found it helpful. Like and subscribe for more content like this. See you next time.